Hi there, this is Karrisa Olsen and I'm a photo editor at Wonderful Machine, and today we are going to look at the website of Matt Odom. Matt is a photographer based in Macon, Georgia, and Matt recently just went full-time as a photographer within the last year or so. Before this, he was only shooting part-time. So when Matt came to us, I was really interested in helping him kind of mold his website and portfolio and kind of push him in the right direction as far as his career goes and help him out with what he wants to continue shooting. So as Matt's site opens up, I just want to say right off the bat, Matt is using a format template, and when he first came to us, he actually had a different template where the navigation was up here and it just looked very cluttered. So he already went ahead and changed that as per my suggestion, which I'm very happy. Matt is very on top of his stuff. So this is already looking a lot cleaner. I hope to improve it with the edit. So as you look through his site here, it opens up to his portraits, and it's a drop-down menu of portfolio, so that's kind of confusing. So as you scroll through, you'll see he does a decent amount of corporate work, and he attended Mercer University, and you'll see Mercer show up a few times in his portfolio. So I think he probably shoots that a lot because he has a lot of access to it and he may have connections there. So of course he does a little bit of everything because that's what you do when you first start out. So we won't hold that against him. But you see he does some music, and there's some corporate again. Stuff like this kind of throws off the flow of the gallery. It's more lifestyle, kids, which that's the only time you really see that. So what's interesting about Matt is he seems to have a really consistent shooting style. It's kind of hard, I think, for photographers when they first start out to embrace a photographic style, but I think Matt has already tackled that, and that's a big first step. So I think that he has the photographic style. What he shoots is actually what's inconsistent. So we have some live music here, solid portrait work. There's just some work in here that it's kind of burying the better images. So I think tightening this up is definitely going to emphasize the stronger aspects of his shooting. So you can see here he has a bunch of education and sports. So that's what's interesting about Matt too. He's very interested in sports photography. He has some more produced shots that you've seen in his portraits gallery, and then he has some work that he's shot in more live action environments. So I think a few of these in here can definitely work. Mixed in with those more produced sports shots, something like this looks like it could definitely be a part of an editorial story or an ad. So I definitely think there's a way to consolidate those sports images and make a stronger sports gallery, because this is something he's very interested in moving forward. He has a few different projects on his site, and I think it's great that he has projects, but I don't think that the projects are doing much for him right now. He has People of Macon, which isn't really showing much about the place itself, but there are some strong portraits in here, so I think it may be an advantage to him to forget about the projects for now and focus on building a really strong portfolio. Since he doesn't have that much to work with right now, he really needs to show the best of the best. So I'm definitely going to take a look through all these projects and see how we can organize them. And like I said, when you're first starting out, you kind of shoot a little bit of everything, and you'll see Matt has some architecture work on his site, which is good, but I don't think he's very interested in shooting architecture work. So we both agreed that something like this, and he has food as well, which is also good. But if it's not relevant to what he wants to do or the direction he's going in, I think it's better to just eliminate it completely. So I think that's what we're going to go ahead and do. A few other things. Matt's branding is a little busy. His logo is very busy. You can't really read it on something like this. I think he could probably do some eliminating here and make it a little bit more simple. And then we're just going to clean up some of his aspects of his about page and his contact page and clients. So if you'll stick around, I will show you what I come up with the edit, and hopefully we can get Matt on the right track here. So stay tuned. So here it is, Matt's new site. He cleaned up his logo. If you can remember before, it was a little bit busy, so he just made it a little more simple, which I think looks a lot cleaner. And what we did with the edit was we narrowed it down to portraits, sports, and he left architecture as well, just because he's still getting some work in this area, so he's just gonna keep that on there for the time being. So let's take a look at the portraits. What I did here is I basically started out with some music portraits, and then it goes into some environmental and real people kind of portraits, and then ends with the more corporate headshots. So what we did was kind of pulled images from Matt's projects galleries. He had a gallery that was focused on the people of Macon, and he had a gallery that was focusing on a local high school sports team. So I totally loved that he had projects on his site, but I thought since he's still growing and he's trying to build a foundation for himself, that it was probably better. Like he had, for example, he had this image in a projects gallery, and it was just about 3 images of this girl. So I thought they better serve to fill in the gaps of his portraits gallery to just make it all around more strong. So you'll see here, I kind of just chose his strongest stuff, and I think his photographic style shines throughout all of these. They're pretty consistent working together. So we'll just take a glance at his sports. And with sports, it was a little bit of a challenge because he has some more live sports shots like this and like this. And then it was just a matter of mixing these with the more produced portraits, which you'll see toward the end. This was from his one project. And these are the portraits I'm talking about. These are more produced and posed. So I just wanted to add those in to show that he can do that, since I know that he's going to be building on that. So everything else just looks pretty clean. He still has a tear sheet section. I just made him aware that stuff like a link here should match the rest of the red links on his site, so it's pretty customized to his brand. And all in all, I think it looks much cleaner, and that Matt is ready to go and go into the next step of his career, which is getting bigger clients and shooting. He's shooting a lot, and since we started this process, he's added a lot more work to his portfolio. So I'm really excited to see what he has in store. So feel free to contact us if you're ever interested in working with us on consulting services, and we'll be happy to help.